She said, bend over.
I said, Ben, nice to meet you. Hey, we're live. Let's go on the record right now. Absolutely the worst jihad ever. God, I was so bored. Sitting there waiting all goddamn day. All damn day and no jihad.
Dude, I got a window right here. You mind? I could be tracked down.
You could be tracked down.
I'm just saying.
I'm like, huh?
It's like the worst Halloween party ever.
Yeah, I was like, dude, and at work, everybody was like, kind of just, on edge. I'll tell you what, there was a lot of people called for suspicious activity.
Right.
So at least people had their head on a swivel today. I guarantee that.
Some
people, anyway. Some other people were probably too busy talking about Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and the game last night. And
you scoot over. You're the one out of camera view.
Yeah, get in here.
Most of the suspicious activity was probably old guys with their belly hanging out, stringing barbed wire around their yard or something.
Oh, we did have a dude in a ski mask and something in his hand coming up to a front door, a couple houses, I guess.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was in a different like town over from where I work. So
it was just a practical joke. You don't need to shoot me in the face.
I got to get me a Velcro back for that patch.
Oh,
the everything sucks patch. Let's see here. I don't know if I can. I bet I could pull that up.
J-Watt, I don't think it's Susie's sheer top. I think it's your night vision viewing apparatus that's seeing through her normal sweatshirt kind of top. Although I do have a magic marker.
So there's the Steve said I needed
scribbling some nipples.
No, not magic markers.
Hey Susie. Steve said I needed a unicorn patch, and I was like, I don't have a unicorn patch, but I do have a rainbow one.
Yeah.
Yep. You don't want to go out on the streets all prepared with a shoot me first vest on. You have to be incognito.
Incognito. Yeah, that's what I said. This I can pretty much, if I take the med kit off, it will pretty much go underneath the hoodie, and you can't even really tell that I'm wearing it.
Right.
Well, maybe with the gun on it, because I have it. The gun is mollied on the front there.
I'm painting little unicorns on all my mags. Might have some pink ARs. May or may not have some pink ARs coming up in the future. You learn from the best.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Hey, J-Watt. J-Watt sent me he commented on one of my videos. He said, it's going to be up to me. I said, man, I'm on this. I got it. This is a chat for J-Watt tonight.
There you go. Send him an invite.
If he will come on, he doesn't have to.
If he's got the balls.
He got the balls. I will send him a link. I will put the link in the chat, and he can come in if he wants to. I have no issue with that. He don't even have to show his face. He can put on a voice disguiser and wear a ski mask and look like one of those interviews from like when they talk to the Crips and the Bloods on 2020. Yeah, we can do that shit.
Put on a bi-color bandana so they can't tell which one you're in.
Which one he is, yeah. I always thought that no matter how you disguise your voice and whatever, and they always show like their hands, like when they're talking to them on the news, they show their hands, but they won't show their face. But then these people have like hand tattoos and shit, and it's just like, I bet your fellow gang members can probably identify you,
Yeah, in a heartbeat.
Naughty. Nothing guilty on this face. Nothing written on the face
You
either.
always look guilty.
So about the only thing I heard, besides the Day of Rage or whatever, the only thing I heard besides of some protests or really, I don't know if it was considered protests or pro rallies. I guess there was no violence that I heard of, but
Well, that's good.
some college campuses in New York City and a couple other cities had some rallies, pro Palestine rallies. But there was overseas in France.
Wow.
There was a teacher that was stabbed, and I just heard confirmed on ABC News on my way home, driving home, that she did die. So there was one person that was stabbed in the name of, Allah Akbar or whatever they scream. So that did happen.
Yeah, big threatening teacher. Ooh.
Right. Probably a student too. I don't know if it was or not, but
I don't know. I'm sure there's more we haven't heard about yet. Because
there could be. But you know what?
you know how the news has been lately.
These people aren't, and calling them people is kind of, drawing up, giving them credit, but they're kind of cowards. You know what I mean? They're not gonna do something on the Day of Rage or the Day of Jihad when they're supposed to, when they're called to.
Yeah, right.
Called for action. They're going to wait and do a sneak attack when no one's,
Sure. In the dead of night.
Either that in dead of night, or they're going to attack a concert or a venue or a nightclub or something like that,
Right.
So
that's usually how it happens. Oh, children's hospital, something like that,
Yeah. Well, another thing, if you look at like if you look at the way that they went into Israel, they shot like over 5,000 rockets all at once, and while those rockets were going off, they cut holes in fences and came through border crossings and stuff like that. And then they flew in paraglide, they parasailed in with those parachutes and stuff like that. And they used small boats and went around the border, from the Gaza Strip and everything, and entered that way. And what they did was,
BLM was celebrating the paragliders.
Yeah, I seen that too from Chicago. And what they did was they kind of had a sneak attack. And they didn't attack any military bases or anything like that. Although the pro-Palestine people out there rallying will tell you that they targeted military bases, but they they hit the wrong spot and was at the big concert or whatever. So that's opportunity. And when you're shooting into porta potties that are got closed doors and you don't know if it's a man, a woman, a child, or whoever's in there, they don't care. It didn't matter. They were just shooting.
Right.
So they were just killing people indiscriminately all over. And they went house to house. And they went house to house and they killed families house to house and burned them down, held hostage, all this other stuff. And that got me thinking. When they do a call to action and everyone's worried over here in the United States, they always talk about the big cities. Watch out for the football games on Saturday, college football, the pro games, basketball, concert venues, stuff like that. They always think that there's going to be something that goes on in a big city where there's a lot of people and could be a lot of collateral damage and stuff like that. But what if you had 300 to 400 jihadists, hi Vanessa Kitty, in a small town that has, maybe 2 cops.
Right.
And they got 4 or 5 streets that go this way and about 10 streets that go this way, and there's houses, side by side. And let's say there's population of what, 2,000 people in one of these small towns that have a cop or 2.
Yep.
And they put 200 jihadists on one side of town and 200 jihadists on the other side of town, and they converge and they go house to house.
Dude, it wouldn't take.
You know how many houses they would hit before the cops even knew that there was something going on? And then those cops would be outnumbered and outgunned right away. and would have to call for help from other towns that are probably 20 miles away.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, it wouldn't take 200 of them. It'd take a van load.
Right.
And the thing is, with that kind of strategy, why all the other surrounding towns and cities are sending their police there, now they have abandoned towns outside that town with no protection.
Right. And the ones sleeping down the road, just waiting. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, they're not going to attack until everyone's out of that town trying to help the other town.
Right.
And how long would it take to activate our military or National Guard in order to respond? Not
Forever.
minutes. It wouldn't be minutes. It would be hours before the first one got there.
Yeah. Well,
You
we
might
don't
get
have
a
that
jet.
many military bases in the country.
You might get a jet or a helicopter to come flying by, but what's it really going to do on people on the ground?
Yeah, no shit. It's not going to just start launching rockets in neighborhoods.
Right.
Too much collateral damage. That's probably why BLM's backing them so they can be saved, Hey, I'm on your side. Don't kill me.
Yeah.
But that's nice putting out that information. So maybe now they can say, Ohio sent us. He gave us this great idea.
Well, I'm sure I'm not the only one that thought about this.
But
I'm thinking of it, so hopefully other people will think about it and see what we have to do to protect ourselves here.
But we have to protect ourselves in America, but America is a different kind of country because of what's hanging on the wall behind your head is in every other household here. Where it's not.
Chinese sewing stars?
Yeah. I had to save the world. So America's always been protected by their privately owned firearms all the way back to World War II.
World's largest private military, right?
Yeah.
Or
but there was actually an advisor.
Could be the world's largest domestic terrorist too,
There was actually an advisor to the big shot over in Japan back in the day that the emperor wanted to invade America, and luckily he listened to his advisor and said, "Don't do it."
Yeah, there'd be a rifle behind every blade of grass if you tried to invade the United States. But I've also heard that wasn't truly said too. Hey, garage guy, how are you doing tonight? If you want to come on up, you can. You're more than welcome. I'll put a link out in the chat. You let me know.
But people don't realize how much protection that is, having the world's largest domestic military.
Yeah. But, I remember growing up back in the day, like over in Israel, they had, movie theaters being blown up, cafes being blown up, schools, a lot of terrorist activity over there, a lot back in the 70s and 80s, I think. I am really seriously surprised that shit doesn't go on over here as lax as we are in the United States. You know what I mean?
In our gun-free zones.
Yeah,
which we advertise.
Right, but I'm talking not even places where a gun wouldn't even help you. Like if you were in a movie theater and someone blew a bomb off in a movie theater. I remember back in the 80s, we used to get bomb threats in movie theaters all the time. They were never real.
Yeah.
But
pep rallies at school. We make ourselves very vulnerable. What scares me is our food and water. I mean, you got a big old open reservoir for most of California that could be poisoned. Absolutely, Gratch guy.
Yeah.
Second Amendment is the most non-nuclear reason we haven't been invaded.
You have to forgive me, guys. I'm chomping on some Nutter Butters here, so.
I like your meal of choice for this day. Pork.
Yeah, I just got done eating some pork roast with sauerkraut and dumplings on the day of jihad. So you know what, Jay? What I think that was, and I don't want to give credit to somebody that are just animals, if you ask me my opinion on them, but it's pretty smart what they did. You know, they've been throwing rockets over into Israel for years now, and they did a bombardment of rockets, and they got that Iron Dome busy as hell trying to protect its citizens, shooting this shit down. Then they make a land assault, you know,
Yeah.
and if this was another country that had a standing army, like say Egypt or say, you know, Syria or something like that on their border, or Jordan or something like that, I think if they would have did the same thing with tanks and other heavy equipment with jets and bombers and stuff, Israel be in trouble. Because I mean, normally Israel handles their own. You know what I mean? They every time that they get a little ahead of something, somebody attacks them and they whip their ass every time. I mean, that's
Yeah.
why their borders have grown. I mean, within what 6 days of them becoming a recognized state or whatever, back in like 1948, they were attacked, and then they just whipped some ass and said, "Oh, you retreated? We're just going to take this fucking land that you left here because you retreated off your land." You know. So Israel, they're like, you know, they're like 0 or they're like 10-0, dude. And but the way that they were, you know, those paragliders, probably not. Can't pick those up on a radar. You
Yeah.
know.
Sure, pick them off with a 5.56 flying over though.
Yeah.
Just saying.
But you know where they come in? If you looked at those people watching them come in at that music festival, they thought it was part of that festival, dude. They were just like, "Oh, check it out," you know. And all of a sudden they come in, you know. It's like shit, and everyone starts running, and they were just shooting.
Well, you remember that wonderful movie called Red Dawn? How did
Yeah.
they drop in?
Hey, no problem, garage guy. Just anytime you show up, you're always welcome. Just know that. Yeah, I seen a meme today that I liked. It was the kids from Red Dawn all sitting on the rock, and it says Gen Xers today waiting for the jihad, because we've all seen that movie, you know.
I've seen that movie so many times. Love it every single time.
Besides Star Wars, it is my favorite movie, and obviously my logo tells it right there, you know, because that's the logo from, you know, when they spray paint the Wolverines on the side of the wall, and that's it.
Yep. Right on, Jay Watt.
Yeah, Jay Watt, you're right.
And nobody's saying Israel's a bunch of saints either.
Right, but do we keep an extra eye out anymore on September 11th? Not really. Hell, I was fucking raging this year because it's like people forget, man. And then there's like a whole generation that wasn't alive when this shit happened, and they don't
Yeah,
even
that's
know
the
about it.
issue.
They don't even know about it.
We got people trying to erase our history now, so the next generation will know even less. Next thing you know, we're in a civil war again because history repeats itself.
I don't know if we'll ever have a physical civil war, but I think that we already are in a cold civil war.
Yeah, kind of. I think our next war is going to be like super electronic because all the issues I've been going through with my computer lately. Remember on the chat with the echo and the crap the other night, and Shalisa blamed my crappy computer. Well, I got a little update the other day, last night when I shut down. All my issues are all magically cleared up. Isn't that amazing?
The night you blame me? Is that what you're talking about?
Well, it was you, but it was Mike too. Because Mike was blinking in and out. Yeah,
After you
all
left,
my
after
issues.
you left, the chat was fine.
I was ready to go buy new speakers and a new sound card and all that crap. All of a sudden, everything's running perfect now. She's saying it was my computer. Bite me, you high-tech fatwood princess.
Is she out there?
She'll get you, you know
Get her.
that.
Why are you not in here, Shalisa?
Hey, Shalisa.
Hi, Shalisa. Come and get him, Shalisa.
Oh, that's right. She knows where we live. Oh, crap.
I can't switch over to see, like, you know how you get top messages and then all messages?
Uh-oh, look out.
Absolutely, Jay Watt. Nice Bass Pro Shop advertisement, buddy.
Oh, you like that? My $5 hat, bud. Actually, I got 3 hats for free because well, technically not free because I bought so much through my Cabela's club that I've earned a bunch of points, and I used all my points to buy a bunch of hats.
Right on, Jay Watt. We're being manipulated every day. Oh, what did I just hear? Damn it! It was on the tip of my tongue, and I said that sentence and it erased it from my brain. You know, it's funny. They always talk about Russia, and it's actually us that are manipulating our own selves.
It's them manipulating us.
Right? Have you noticed the whole Biden name has dropped right off the news now?
They're up to something.
Convenient for him, right?
Yep. Trump had a victory in court. That I was looking at the case today. That judge that ordered Trump to liquidate or shut down all his businesses went off the board. The prosecutor didn't mention nothing about that. The judge did that on his own. But that got overturned. Yeah, I thought that was weird that the judge went out on his own and made his own, you got to do this. And he's like, that's weird.
How can you make a private? I mean, he's a private citizen now, right? You can't make him get rid of his businesses.
No shit. I didn't know a judge could go off on his own to make up something on his own without the prosecutor bringing it up. It's like, who elected you? Oh, we did. I guess we can unelect them. That's like going to trial for some misdemeanor and then all of a sudden having the judge. And by the way, you missed one car payment, so you're going to prison.
That's felony now.
Yeah.
Or you can be like up in Cuyahoga County where you charge somebody with a bunch of felonies and they get dropped to misdemeanors.
Yeah. The opposite way. Depends what side of the fence you vote on. Or support. I don't know. I thought it was kind of creepy that our power went out today for no reason. No storm, no wind, no nothing. Just poof, gone. What was it out for? At least 2 hours?
Mm-hmm.
At least 2 hours, maybe 3. Made me kind of suspicious.
Plus, you saw the airplane going by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Helicopter does a flyover and then a little Piper Cub circling my house. It's like, what?
It's Gretchen Whitmore or whatever looking on you.
Well, I do have a neighbor that's on the radar, just saying.
Yeah.
I was looking for flashbangs rolling up the driveway or whatever.
You need some flashbangs? I can order them. I got I took the test or whatever. Where's it at? Hang on.
No, I'm not worried about it. I keep a tennis racket on my tactical belt so I can whack them back at them.
Yeah, here it is.
I see it again.
I got my professional pyrotechnic certification. I passed my test on Tuesday, September 26th,
Cool.
and it expires on Saturday, the 26th September 2026. And it allows me to buy flashbangs and smoke grenades and all this stuff from anything from IWA International.
Pretty neat.
Yeah, isn't it cool?
Yeah, I could see that getting you into trouble. Just saying.
Not you.
Sitting by the campfire, and all of a sudden, boom! Everyone gets flashbanged.
Yeah, no shit.
What?
Hey, they could
What?
name a dance. They could name a new dance after it. Put some rap music behind. Boom, boom.
Zombie.
Flashbang dance. Stop, drop, and roll.
There used to be I think it's still there. Every Halloween, there was like a haunted forest or whatever in the area where I used to live. And when we were in high school and stuff, we'd go out there every year. And like, they changed it one year because they used to, you get in line and you stand in line for hours and people dressed up come up and scare all the girls and stuff and do the chainsaw while you're standing in line. And we knew the layout of this place because we went there every year for like, 3 or 4 years. And then they changed it, and they're like, "Oh man, they got all kinds of different stuff." We're like, "Man, they like really did some cool stuff this year. Like, check it out." And we're walking across. They have one of those tunnels. You know those tunnels that spin, and they have the bridge that goes through it, and then you got to walk, and you get all dizzy and shit.
Yeah.
That's the first thing you go through. So they get you all dizzy and shit from that, and you come out, and you're like, "Oh, that's cool." It's all neon lights and stuff, and black lights, and Shalisa's in. Let me bring her in.
Neon light. What up?
And then you walk through some woods a little bit, and you had a guy like talking to you, like, this is the destiny of doom or something, and he points you to the way to go and stuff. You're like, eh. And he walks you across this like wooden bridge, and he gets everybody on the bridge. He's like, this is like the pit of despair. And if you look down here, you'll see, and everyone looks, and all of a sudden you get flashbanged. Boom. And now everyone's blind. You're like, shit. And you hear like 5 fucking chainsaws start up. People start screaming and shit. And it's like,
I'll be one screaming too, covering my eyes like this.
I'm holding on to the railing. I'm holding on to the railing of the bridge because I can't see, and I'm just like, just hear people screaming. It's all I can hear is screaming and chainsaws. I'm like, Jesus.
I don't like that kind of stuff. No.
We were at a haunted forest one time, and there was a guy with a chainsaw, and he was chasing girls around. And me and my wife were in line, and I was just like, huh. And she's like, what? I was like, if you really wanted to, a really demented person could come out to a damn haunted house with a real chainsaw and fucking hack somebody up, and most of us would think that it was just part of the show.
Oh, look at that.
And she's like, why do you come up with these things? Now she didn't want to go in. She's like, no, I don't want to go.
I'm out of here.
She's like, I don't want to go in. I'm like, just something I thought. Yeah. She's like, you're not the only one that thinks like that. She's like, it's scary that you think like that, but you're not the only one that thinks like that.
Right. Back to therapy.
Yeah, that would be me. Like, nope.
That's a bigger handful there, brother.
I'm good, thank you.
What's the matter? Steve won't give you his nuts?
These nuts?
These nuts?
These nuts.
It's just Lucky Charms right now.
Lucky
Oh,
Charm.
Lucky Charms.
So who's eating all the marshmallow one?
Right, you can't eat all the marshmallows. You gotta eat both.
Yeah.
I bought a box of cereal. I forget, maybe it was Lucky Charms, but it was called Oops All Marshmallows or something like that. It was just the marshmallows.
Oh,
And
great
then I
part
bought,
of a nutritious breakfast.
no, I don't think it said that on it. I bought some Captain Crunch. The Captain Crunch was Oops All Berries. You know the Crunchel berries?
Yeah.
I
It
rather
was just
have Captain Crunch.
yeah, it was just all berries. It didn't have the little yellow square things that tear the roof of your mouth up.
Just like that, Ohio turns it into a food chat.
Shit. Well, you were talking about my
Yummy.
dinner already, my pork dinner. So.
He started it by offering me some Lucky Charms.
That's
Ohio
right.
was right on that. His
That's not what he meant. He asked you if you wanted to get lucky.
Oh, see it every time.
Huh?
Didn't Mikey say he was working late, but he'd be in?
No, he said he was working late if somebody else wants to start one.
Yeah, but he said he would also be in, didn't he? Did he say that? I'm pretty sure he did.
Maybe he'll just join your chat.
Oh, that's what he meant.
Now you got me wanting to stuff my face. I got popcorn.
He says, "Hey guys, I'm still at work. So
Yep,
Steve,
I'll
you're
catch up
Ohio. You guys want to do one? Spark it up. I'll catch up with you when I get out."
That's what he says.
No, that's just-
I bet he doesn't. Let's just give him shit until he gets here.
He'll
He's
get
probably
home,
driving
sit
home right
down.
now.
He'll get home, sit down, take his shoes off if he does that.
Get in the recliner chair and he'll
And-
be out.
Fall asleep within 5 minutes.
Or you know what we haven't thought of yet?
What?
Him and Dish might actually be hanging out tonight.
Oh. So,
Private party, huh?
so they're like that, eh?
Hmm? They could be in a private chat right now.
There, Jay Watt. Now you're locked in.
With their other friends.
It's probably what Gear's watching right now.
Yeah, that's why he's not talking with us. He's always got his damn mic muted and shit.
I mute my mic that way. If I have a coughing fit, I don't have to try to cough and find the mute button too.
Hey, Gear, what was that baby? What was it? A baby what? Melon?
Sugar baby watermelon.
Yeah.
Ooh, those are good.
Yeah, they are.
What is it?
A watermelon.
A
Little
yellow?
watermelon about this big.
Uh-huh. Are they
They're
yellow
red.
or red?
I think they look
They're
regular.
red.
They're red,
Red.
but yeah, but they're sweet, right? Really sweet.
Yeah.
Have you guys tried the yellow watermelon?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yes. You like it? Can you tell the difference from the red and the yellow?
There's difference. Yeah.
A little
The
bit.
orange is good too.
Tastes like orange.
Have you guys ever had
No.
the pink pineapple?
Is that code for something else I should know?
No, it's not. They sell these pineapples.
Hey,
sell
baby,
these
how about some
pineapples and
pink pineapple?
and they're pink, and man, they're delicious.
Oh
They're
yeah.
expensive though. They're like $15 for just one pineapple.
Jesus, what party did you?
Which shop at?
I don't know. Lady I work with, she buys them at this like farm market place or whatever in Cleveland.
Right.
Guarantee you those aren't local grown.
No.
Here's a trivia question for you. What law in 1968 was influenced by Oswald, Lee Harvey Oswald?
Importation law.
Nope.
Nope. Oh wait, was it the well, the NFA, right? But like the pistols, the small pistols, because Jack Ruby used a little Saturday Night Special or whatever.
It was being able to order firearms through the mail law that they passed. Isn't that weird? It took them like 8 years to do it. Six or 8 years.
Yeah, that
Wow.
rifle cost like $30 or something back then, right? Or like $12 or something.
Well, I thought it was funny. They had that photo of him holding a rifle in the receipt from the mail. Don't you think that was kind of a setup?
No, when I buy guns online, I always hold up my laptop in the gun at the same time.
The
Take pictures
loophole.
of it.
Oh, you can just order them. They'll send them right to your house. Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's what people
Somebody
think, man.
knock on your door.
People are so stupid. Some people. Stupid or just uneducated.
They believe because that's what the mainstream media and the talking heads and the shows like The View and stuff. Hey,
Yeah.
Stump,
What's up, Stump?
Hey, Stump.
Stump, you want me to drop a link in the side chat there, bud? You want to jump up here?
Hey, Stump.
They talk about that on The View or whatever. You know, you can just order these things on the internet and they show
Yeah.
up right on your front porch. No, they don't. You're lying. But all them women that watch that fucking show believe that shit. You know what I mean?
Well, there's guys that watch it too now.
Nobody that I know. I mean, except for YouTube channels that watch it for us, so we don't have to watch it to give us the funny clips that they do.
Yeah.
That Sunny Hostin or whatever her name is, she compared Hamas. Was it yesterday or something like that, or a couple days ago? I was watching Mark Dice or Ben Shapiro or one of them. She compared Hamas to the Proud Boys.
Really?
Really?
Why did that leader of the Proud Boys go to jail? What they accuse him of?
Inciting riots or something, January 6th. He didn't even go there. He wasn't even there. I guess for posting the dates and stuff and telling you where to go. I don't know, man.
So again, basically for free speech, he went to prison.
Stump, what do you want the topic to be, brother? We can talk about anything you want.
Yeah, I went and looked at that pistol you put that link for. The sucker's pretty sweet.
No, that T-Haas?
Yeah, and that one is an upgraded version with that Turkish walnut, they call it, hand grip. All the other ones cost more, and they had El Faco or plastic hand grips on theirs. So that's an upgraded version for that price.
Nice. They probably only got about, 100 of them left or something. That's why they're on sale.
I don't know.
But yeah, for $299.
I should order one because it's such a great deal. But then again, $299 would buy another spray pump for the kitchen and gas for the generator.
You know what? Susie don't have a 1911 and 9mm.
True that. The bad thing is her poor hands are so tiny. She can't even wrap around a 1911 to pull the trigger.
True.
I think a good gun for Susie would be if you're looking at automatic, semi-automatic, I think a Ruger, like the LC9 or the EC9. It's cheaper.
Yeah, maybe. We'll check it out. I hate to say it, but that Glock, the small Glock, what is it? Something with an X on it.
Like the 43X or something?
Yeah. It fit her hand like a glove. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, throw it down. I'm just kidding. If it fits her, I'll get it for her.
Well, I'll tell you what. One of the
Yeah,
guys I work with,
43X.
one of the guys I work with, he swears by like he teaches concealed carry classes and stuff like that. And he says a lot of the women that come in there, like older women, he's like, I got women that are like in their 70s, and he has a Smith and Wesson Shield EZ,
Yep.
and they all love it because it's the slide is so easy to rack. They don't have to grab a hold of it, and they just grab it and it's like nothing. But it's got that weird safety on the back where you have to grip it too.
The 1911 safety.
Well, but it sticks out a lot more, and it sticks out like that real old like polymer, the first polymer H&K.
Right. We still got to go to the gun store and let her test out a few. Whichever one fits her and she's comfortable with, I'll get her. The only thing I don't like about the Glock being a new shooter, there's no safety on it.
Yeah. Well, you got the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard too. That's a good little pistol if you want to go 380. What's this button do?
Uh-oh.
Bye-bye.
No.
Yeah.
Doink.
What'd it do? You still
No.
same person there?
I was
Nothing?
looking at the chat. It's a different chat. He says,
Oh.
why is Ohio speaking in naughty code? What's naughty code? Talking about 380?
True that, Stump. I was also looking at that 38 Super that you got is like 229 right now.
Yeah, the Shield Plus. I seen other day somebody had the Shield Plus on sale in 40 cal for like dirt cheap. It was like after the rebate, it was like 179 with the rebate or something. I was like, Jesus Christ! I almost was like,
Wow.
"Ooh." I mean, you had to pay full price and then do the mail-in rebate. And what they're hoping you do is you forget to mail that shit in, and then they're going to send you a fucking Visa card or something, check like a Visa check card.
It's a sweetheart, Stump. Did you get it with the sawed off hammer or a hammerless or the hammer on?
Well, Jay, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. I don't even know how to time somebody out right now because I'm using a tablet. Plus, it doesn't say timed out B. It says timed out by. So nice try.
Right on. I kind of like it with the hammer. The hammerless looks sexier, but the one with the hammer is more practical.
I don't like the look of those hammerless with that big hump on the back of them.
Well, these ones don't. That's what makes them nice.
Oh,
It's just a what do they call it?
the
When they
hammer's
used
there, just you can't see it until you pull the trigger. Then the hammer comes back, and
yeah,
yeah,
it's just it has what they used to call that something in the old days where they used to cut the thumb thing off it.
yeah.
They had a name for it. I can't remember what it is. Bobbed. Thank you. So it looks like a normal gun. It doesn't have that big ass hump on it. It's not a concealed hammer. It just doesn't have the thumb thingy on it. That's what makes it look better. How are those grips fit in your hand? Stump, them little tiny grips. And I assume you got the wood one. See, if you keep asking Stump questions, he'll get on here because it sucks typing on the phone. God damn it! Just send me a link.
Well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna drop that link in the chat because I can always not let you in if somebody's out there that wants to be. You know,
You let anybody in.
I probably would.
Oh. Look at this next comment.
Funny.
I told you. Goddamn fat thumbs trying to text on the phone.
Oh, well, look who's here.
See, I got you.
There you go.
Fucker.
Yeah, look at that fucking beard.
Right?
Yeah, I'll let the cat run away, I reckon. I don't know. But yeah, mine when I got it, I actually ordered it new to a pawn shop here in town. So
Yeah.
it came with both the wood grips and the what looks like rubber. They're actually more of a plastic type material.
Gotcha.
The texturing on it, you can hold onto it real good even when it's wet. Found that out already.
Cool.
Me and it had a trip in the creek not too long ago.
Yeah,
Woo-hoo.
It held
I
up.
call BS on that, Stump. You say you've dropped it in the creek or whatever, but it was probably because your hands were covered in blood, right?
No, sir. Me, my fat ass, my revolver, my dog, and my crutches went in a fucking creek. Oh, I was
Oh,
pissed.
damn.
Yeah. Oh, God, I was pissed. I was happy I left my phone in the damn truck, but other than that, I was pissed.
Well, at least you didn't have to take your bath that month.
Right? But yeah, the Little Rock Island, man, it held up to it great. I mean, beautiful. Which, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to lay claim that I'm the world's gift to doing maintenance and none of that shit. I wipe that
Right.
somebody with an oil covered rag about once a month.
Yeah.
If I shoot it, that's about all I worry about it, just being honest.
I watched a video on the Rock Island little pistol on Big Daddy Hoffman's channel.
Yeah.
And the guy that had it was like the guy's on there, his friend or whatever. And he had custom grips that were made by some company.
Yep.
Sent to him. And they were half wood, half pearl. And they were beautiful on that gun.
Yep. Now, if anybody gets one and you're in the hunt for something other than the two that come with it, the wood or the rubbery plastic,
Yeah.
with me, the black plastic one fits great. The pretty much anything you order is a Colt Model D, the old Colt Detective,
Mm-hmm.
the exact same frame. It's off the
Oh,
exact
really?
same molds. Yeah. That's what Rock Island done, like they've done with a lot of other shit. Well, they're part of their parent company now, Tars, Smith, and all that bullshit. They bought all the old molds and they've just redone the molds. It's like all these T-Sauce and all these other Brazil Turkish guns.
Yeah.
They're all Rock Island guns.
Yeah, and just like the patent wore out for a Glock Gen 3. So you're seeing the Seeger or whatever it's called, and then you got the Dagger, and you got the Apex is out. They're all Glock copies. They look just like Glocks.
Yeah, they're all clones now, man.
Well, that's good. Keep the price down for somebody who always wanted one and couldn't afford one.
Oh yeah. And yeah, the little revolver, man. Like I said, it's been rained on. It's bounced around in the truck, a couple of mud riding trips. It does have a mild body count of armadillos and raccoons at the moment. Nothing major.
Nice.
But you know me,
Stuff.
everything has to earn its keep. Yeah, man.
I ordered a pistol a couple days ago. It was on sale. I gotta go pick it up tomorrow from the FFL. They called me and it was delivered today. And I said, well, I'm at work. I can't come get it now. He's like, it'll be here tomorrow for you. I said, okay.
Right.
Couldn't pass it up, man. It was $100 and it come with a nylon like pistol case for the range.
What'd
And
you order?
I got a problem solver, man. The problem solver 9mm, man.
Okay.
You know what the problem solver is?
No, you have a term I'm not familiar with now, sir.
Oh man, the problem solver. I bought me a original High Point C9.
Dude, don't pick on High Point. Them ugly little
Hey,
bastards
this is
work.
the third. This is the third one I've actually bought, so I might keep this one.
I'm telling
Wow.
you, man, I'll admit they're ugly. God, they're ugly. God Almighty, they just fucking work all day, dude.
Well,
Yep.
listen, I've had 2 of them, and
Yeah.
I've only had them for like a week because I buy them. Me and my buddies go shooting, and they shoot one, and usually they're the guys that go shooting and they bum off of you because they don't have anything, but they might have a 12 gauge or something, but they like shooting pistols,
Yeah.
and then you let them shoot a high point, and they're like, "Oh man, how much is that?" I'm like, "Oh, man, they're like $150, you know." So sometimes you can get them for
They
cheaper.
rip it out.
And then they'll be like, "Dude, I'll give you 150 for it right now." And you're like, "Fuck!" So they give you 150 fucking dollars cash for it, and you hand it to them, and then you're
Oh,
like, "Yeah, it's just a high point anyway." And then a couple of years later, I bought another one. Same thing happened.
yep.
So I've
Oh,
got this one. I'll
you
pick
know,
this one up, and I ain't taking it to the range with anybody unless they got their own damn guns.
Okay, let me throw something out there. Big ass gunfight goes on, like I Spy shit that don't happen in real life, but big ass gunfight goes on. Both people are out of ammo. One guy pistol whips the other guy with a Glock. The other guy pistol whips the other guy with his high point. Who wins?
Well,
well, now see that's gonna be a difficult one. I mean, because if you think about it, the Glock weighs nothing, so dude's not gonna get tired anywhere near as fast, and he's gonna have a quicker, faster cyclic rate swinging. But
yeah,
my
he might be able to hit you
bad,
about 10 times before you could get hit with that high point twice.
yeah, but if I get you at that high point once, dude, that's an 8-pound sledgehammer right upside the mind. You're
It's
done.
actually, I think, what they say, it's actually like 2 pounds.
Yeah.
A 2-pound pistol.
Still, let me hit you with a 2-pound pistol or a fucking what? A plastic shot glass. Which one? You pick.
Yeah.
And my thing is with it, if I take it out on the boat to go look for my other guns that I've dropped in the water, I can use it as an anchor to hold me still while I search for my other guns.
You can
There
actually.
you
Hmm.
I've seen so many videos on YouTube where they fucking drag them behind trucks and run them over and shove shit in a barrel and everything, and they just work. They just work.
Yep.
They're not pretty. They're not, built for,
I
looks
bought the
or anything, or they're not a tactical wonder or anything like that. But damn it, they work.
I bought the High Point carbine, right?
Oh, I love that.
Dude, it has bounced all over the four-wheeler, all over the bed of the pickup. It's been in the creek a couple of times, come to think about it. It's been on horses with me. It's been everywhere. And I've treated it like the ugly stepchild. I mop the bore out when I shoot it a few times, but other than that, fuck it. It is what it is. I can't break it, some bitch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they the reason I like them, to be honest with you, is because I believe everyone has a right to self-defense.
Oh yeah.
And some people need a gun for self-defense.
Ain't got 2 nickels to rub together.
And they ain't got 2 nickels rubbed together, and that's an option, right? I would always recommend to save your money an extra 3 or 4 weeks and buy something a little bit better. But some people can't do that. They just can't. They're living paycheck to paycheck, eating bologna sandwiches, taking the bus to work or whatever because they don't have a car or anything else, So, but they live in shitty neighborhoods because that's what they can afford to pay rent in. But yet they're scared because they go home at night and they lock their doors and they turn the lights out and they lay in bed and they don't make any noise because they're scared. But now you can have $150 pistol. In this case, $100 pistol because that's what I paid for it. And I know the YC9, the Yeet cannon that just came out. I priced those because I think they're kind of cool looking for a high point, and that's its replacement. And they're all between $179 and $199. So I think what they're doing is trying to get rid of old stock. So they're putting these high points, the old ones, the C9s, on sale. For $100. And they throw in a fucking, I forget what brand of pistol case it is. It's not a high point, it's a different brand, some pistol case.
Huh.
So, anyhow.
Yeah. Now, on the topic of the little high points, you are aware there is an entire legion of gunsmiths out there now who specialize in nothing but customizing high points,
Yeah.
like lightning slide and shit, and whole new spoon kits, polishing the fuck out of everything on the inside.
Yeah.
Dude, they can pick up that $100 pistol and dump $6,000 in that son bitch in a matter of a weekend.
It's like the same thing with Glocks. So these guys buy a $450, $500 Glock.
And now
In 2
they
weeks.
actually make a decent mag for the high point
Yes, they do.
15 rounder. So not that banana looking weird thing that they tried to sell people.
Weird shit, man.
That's the one that looks like two put together from like that ball company or whatever. That's the only one that High Point recommends it because it won't void the warranty. The PMAG one, they can tell if you use it, and it will void your warranty. And they have the best warranty in firearms industry, lifetime, no questions asked, like fucking warranty basically.
Yeah,
Hey,
like
Walter
Austin
Davis.
Theory used to do.
But who's worried about voiding the warranty
Yeah.
on a $100 pistol?
Hey, Walter Davis. Walter Davis did one of the. I did the oldest gun you own hashtag thing with Gun Wild.
Right.
Yeah. So
Don't do red ball mags.
I was hoping to
Red
see
ball.
more people. I was hoping to see more people do that challenge. See some of that stuff, because I got to be honest with you. When you watch YouTube videos, everybody's got the latest, greatest new thing. It's all this tactical shit. And every once in a while, I just like to watch shit on old shit. I want to see a Model 12, fucking Winchester. I want to see a Model number 4 Remington. I want to see, some old shit.
I kind of missed this because I don't pay a lot of attention to YouTube. What went on now?
Just
I'm just
people
saying
showing their oldest firearm they own.
Yeah, it was like a hashtag challenge where you show the like I showed 2 of my guns. I showed my 870 because it's the oldest gun that it's the gun I've owned the longest because I've had it since I was a kid.
Yeah.
And then the gun that is basically manufactured, the oldest gun I own. And the gun I've had the longest is my 870, and the gun that is the oldest that I own is actually that Colt 32 pistol.
Okay.
That was your grandpa?
No, he
No.
got a deal on it.
Oh.
A deal? Yeah, I would say freeze a deal.
Yeah.
Got a hell of a deal on a Colt and a Llama and a FIE Titan.
I had a Llama 1911 one time. It was actually a solid fucking pistol.
That's what I have. And the only thing I don't like about it, and I think it might be a mag issue because when you go to rack it, when you load the mag in and you go to rack it, that first round always nosedives. But
Yeah.
if I pull it back, and then if I pull it back and put a mag in, and then use the slide release and hit the slide release, and bam, it works. But just doing it by hand, even though you pull it back all the way and let go of it and let it go on its own, it nosedives every time. So I think it might be a mag issue.
Change your followers out.
Or check and make sure somebody didn't put the springs in there backwards.
Yeah, that happens too.
Was that you Steve, that did that? Or not you did it, but you found that the springs were backwards? Or did you see a video on this one?
Yeah, and it actually put all the pressure on the back of the mag instead of the front. And it caused that. And a little polish on the feed ramp probably wouldn't hurt a darn thing either.
No, I always recommend that on any 1911 style anything.
Yep.
But other than that, it works solid, man. And it's a good looking gun too. It was made back in the 70s.
Bro, I don't care if it's out of plastic. If it's a 1911, it's a good looking gun.
True.
Although I don't like that ventilated rib barrel at the top. I don't know. When I first seen it, I was like, that's pretty cool. And then I start seeing all these other 1911s. I'm like, yeah, I don't know if I like that or not.
At the time, it was probably that was vogue there for a while because a lot of the 22 target pistols had the ventilated rib. A
Yeah.
lot of the shotguns
Hey,
you
just
bought
look-
had a ventilated rib.
Well, do you know, I read about this. What made the ventilated rib famous on pistols was the 44 auto mag that Dirty Harry carried
Yeah.
back in
Yep.
the 70s. So,
What was that one Charles Bronson used in, what was it, Death Wish 3, I think?
the Willoughby, or is it Willoughby? Something like that?
Something like, yeah, it was a weird ass name he called it. And it,
Yeah.
hell, when I was a youngin', I didn't know the damn thing was
Willoughby
real.
or something. Wilby's here, you know, because he had it shipped or whatever.
Yep.
He's like, Wilby's here, and he's got that camera, swinging that camera around, eating an ice cream cone or whatever, or ice cream sandwich. And the giggler runs by and steals his camera, and he pulls that fucking thing out. It's like this long, and he's like, boom.
There you go. Right on, Jay.
475 Wildy. What Wildy? Wildy. Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
Tread. Who's
What is
Tread?
that?
Not Tread.
Uh-oh.
Who we're missing?
Oh, I see what happened. Okay. Back to normal.
Back to normal.
475 will be. Tread says. What up, Tread?
That's one I need to see if I can find. That'd be a fun gun, I think. I bet you that some bitch is as rare as a fucking hen's tooth.
Right.
Mm.
I've always liked those automags too. They don't work for shit, but they even make one in a 22 Magnum that looks pretty sweet.
Yep.
And they're getting kind of rare to find.
The guy I was working for last, old Boyd, he had one of them that was, he carried it around with him everywhere because he liked it, right? Yeah, we kind of have a slight hog issue down here.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, well, one of our dirt pits, Boyd used to go out there and would just sit in his pickup, maybe have himself an adult beverage or 40, and he would just sit there and wait on hogs to walk by, and he would just dump a mag into a hog as it went by, take the winch on the truck and drag it to where it was closer, then turn the truck around and use the winch in the bed of the truck to drag the hog up in the damn truck and go drop it off at a buddy at his house to process the damn thing for him. But he's took several of them with that little 22
Sounds like a
mag.
smart man.
Well, when you can afford the fanciest and the coolest of any flavor you want of anything, yeah, you can
Yeah,
afford to
I know a
get
guy that's got a nice winch and a new vehicle to put the winch on with the snowplow and everything, man.
Boyd he's a skilled
We're calling it the Hog Slayer 5000. We're going to take that down and shoot some hogs.
Tread says it's pronounced Wildy.
What?
That was it.
Wildy.
Wildy. Yeah, I remember that. That was one of my favorite movies when he made that like 2x4 with the spring on it by the window, and when the guy opened the window and stuck his foot in, and you hear the whoosh, and he's like, ah, and he goes running away bleeding. His fucking front two teeth are in that 2x4. Yeah, that was good. And that
Which
old,
we are not promoting because everybody knows that booby traps are illegal.
And Ernest Borgnine's in it, and he's got that big fucking, is it a Maldeus or something, a big 50 cal or whatever? He's got it. He loaded it backwards or something.
Yep. That movie spawned an entire generation of, how do I put this nicely, heathens and hooligans.
Yeah.
Right on, Tread.
About $2 a shot. Yeah. That's when I went and shot that 50 BMG. I only shot it 3 times, if that tells you why.
Did you watch that video I put in the same room you put that link to that pistol?
Yes, that the armor that stopped the 50 BMG. Damn.
Yeah. Ceramics, baby. Of course, it would have killed you anyhow, but it stopped the bullet.
Yeah.
Could you imagine what your innards would look like if you were get hit by a 50 cal with that thing on, wearing that vest?
Dude, It explode your heart. It definitely explode your lungs. I mean, I watched one of them hunting shows. The guy was hunting deer with a 50 BMG, and he just zinged one past her skull, and it popped her eyeballs out of her freaking head and killed the deer. Just by it was a drive-by, basically.
You sent me that video because we talked about it for a while, and that's
Yeah.
what we figured it had to be the vacuum behind the cone behind the bullet that done it.
Right.
I seen a video where a guy shot a gopher with a 338 Lapua, and it just fucking exploded. There was nothing there. This gopher standing by on a tree line. He's like looking around, and you see the guy pulls the trigger. It's like a split screen, and he like pulls the trigger. He's like, boom, and all of a sudden, it's just fucking pink vapor in the air, everywhere. You're like, that's all it was. It was just pink vapor. And it was
Wow.
like all over the fucking leaves and shit on the plants in that tree line. I was like, that fucking thing just, I mean, it just evaporated that fucking thing.
I imagine it would turn you into hamburger. A 50 cal shot would.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, I'm gonna get out of here right quick, but y'all be good. I'll talk to y'all
All right,
later.
Stump. We'll see you, bro.
Might have been sneaky, but thanks for coming in, Stump.
Hey, you can hit this mic off.
So Lisa got like 3 or 4 fucking 50 cows.
Get right.
Just 2.
Just 2. You changed out the furniture on them. That's why I thought there was more than 2.
Yep.
Death Wish.
The new Death Wish that they made a few years ago with Bruce Willis was pretty good. Have you seen that?
I don't think I have.
It was really good. It was a remake.
Netflix.
The movie
No,
night.
it's not on Netflix, man. The only place it's on is like Prime or something. You got to pay for it, shit.
Oh,
Not yet. We ain't doing that.
See, no, I watched it on Vudu.
Voodoo?
Vudu. I watched it on Vudu. It cost me like $3.99 or something.
right.
But Bruce Willis, man, he's like suffering from full blown dementia now. Do you know that?
Really?
That's why you don't see him around anywhere at all. He's like really, really bad.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
That's a shame. One of the drawbacks of dating Demi Moore, I guess. It's good. Coocher's brains aren't working too good these days either.
No, man. I think I might if I could motorboat them titties on Demi Moore, I'd be willing to take that risk. I think.
You like motorboating too, huh?
The thing is, they're so fake and hard, you couldn't get them together close enough to motorboat them.
I'd punch the hell out of them. Like a fucking speed bag.
Stretch them.
Hey, Ohio, I had to, I gotta put my hats off to you and salute you for all those goofy drunk bastards that you pull over and had to deal with. We
No,
sat.
I don't do that. That's not me, man. Don't put me in that group. I'm administration, bro.
Oh, I got you. Well, anyway, hats off to your colleagues, man.
Yeah. Now I used to deal with them in the jail. I worked in the jail for years. But yeah, I work administration, so I sit in a big leather. You got superheroes, and then there's a guy back in the back cave or in the chair or whatever. The guy in the chair, that's me. I'm the guy in the chair.
Sets all the computer shit up.
Yeah, I set all the computer shit up, and I do
Comes up cool inventions. Here, try this.
But yeah, I know what you mean because I dealt with the idiots.
It's embarrassing to watch
in the
people
jail.
do,
It is.
A lot of it's sad though, man, because I would see people progress in the drugs. You'd see them progress over the years. Pretty girls, man. Girl come in, fucking 19, 20 years old, good looking girl, just graduated high school.
Drunk.
maybe a DUI or something like that, disorderly. And then like 6 months later, possession of marijuana or something like that, and then like a year later, possession of, pills or some shit, oxycodones or something. Then next thing you know, it's possession of heroin, possession of fentanyl, and they just fucking look like they look like the Crypt Keeper. Remember Crypt Keeper from?
Yep.
It's just terrible to see these people go through this shit, and they're scanned. They got scabs all over and open wounds and shit, and they stink. They haven't had a bath in months. They lose all their teeth and shit.
I mean, the alcoholics, some of them, it just seem like they've got mental illness anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And alcohol, it just amplifies everything immediately.
Well, that's self-medication is what that is.
Yep.
But yeah, I felt embarrassed myself just sitting there watching it on YouTube. Drunk bastard.
What I don't understand is how the cop puts up with that idiocracy for so long without punching somebody. Oh my God.
Speaking of Idiocracy, that's a movie recommendation. You guys got to see Idiocracy.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's funny.
I like money.
I think I've seen it.
I think you'll like it.
Yeah, right on, Walter. I've watched a few friends go through it.
Yeah, I had a good friend of mine die of a fucking heroin overdose last year. It was sad, man, because I was like, what the fuck happened to you, dude? I mean, we used to have so much fun and hang out, and we used to hunt and stuff, play paintball and all kinds of shit. And his wife, she worked at Walmart in the warehouse or whatever, and she got hurt. And they put her on like Oxycontins and shit for her back. And then she got addicted to them, and then he got addicted to them because he was taking them when she was taking them, and they would take Oxycontins and drink some beer and whiskey and shit, and then he turned from that into fucking heroin and shit. You know what I mean? And she cleaned her shit. They got divorced, and she cleaned her shit up. And he was in and out of rehab a few times, and he was doing really good, man. I talked to him. I was like, dude, I'm so proud of you. Way to go. Because it pissed me off. It just pissed me off that he let this shit take over his life.
Yeah.
And it pissed me off so bad. And then I got a phone call, and it was his son. And I'm like, fuck. I just knew what had happened as soon as the phone rang. As soon as the phone rang, I knew it. And he was like, Dad's dead, man. And I was like, what happened? And he's like, you know what happened. And I was like, damn.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And it's usually after they tried to clean up and then they go back to it. Is usually when it gets them.
Yeah, well, he was in and out of rehab a couple times, but he was doing good, man. He used to install the square carpet that big industrial places you put it in like high schools and office buildings and stuff. He used to travel all over the fucking United States putting that shit in hotels. They had a contract with like La Quinta or something like that, and they would go in and carpet every single fucking hotel for that company.
Wow.
Like La Quinta and Quality Inn and some, there's like 10 hotels all owned by the same parent company.
Right.
And they did all those. And he was posting pictures on Facebook of, look, we're at the Grand Canyon and we're in California and we're in Washington and we're, he's fucking up in Mount Rushmore, New York City, everywhere, dude. He was having a blast. And then it's like, after about a year of that, he ended up with this girl, and he was like, this is my girlfriend and blah, blah, blah. And as soon as I seen her, I just knew she was fucking trouble, dude. And she was a dopehead.
Yeah.
And then he was right back into the shit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's almost like they want a path back to it, but don't want to blame themselves. So they hook up somebody who's into it.
Yeah, and they always want to take somebody down with them too,
It's a shame.
Well, it's not fun to do drugs by yourself.
Right.
I mean, I know alcoholics will drink all day long or drink after they get off work because they need that to keep going or whatever. But, you know, somebody like me that rarely drinks, it's not fun to drink alone. I don't come home and crack open a couple of beers and sit here and drink alone.
Right.
The only time I ever drink is when we go to a big ass hog roast or something like that, you know? And then I usually overdo it and end up fucking puking and paying for it for a fucking week and a half. And
Nowadays.
It kicks your butt. You get drunk, like, okay, oh, now okay.
I must say, that's where having a neurological disorder comes in handy because you end up being a cheap date. 2 or 3 deep beers deep, I'm acting like I had a 30-pack.
yeah,
Don't feel bad. That's been
Lightweight.
here too. I'm a lightweight.
You give her 2 beers, you get true confession for about 2 hours.
Gotta be Michelob Light.
dude, I'll tell you what. If I drink one draft beer,
Yeah.
the next day I have like the worst headache, migraine. Just like, why did I do that? You know, a lot of times draft beer tastes better, but man,
I think draft beer has a lot more preservative in it too. A lot of people get it from the preservative.
Oh man, draft beer's the worst hangovers the next day.
I think everybody got a piece of go try that one.
Yeah.
You didn't know. Did you
What?
try draft beer?
Yeah.
Oh.
We used to get Oli kegs all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Or quarter pony kegs.
Pony keg. Do you remember Coors used to have the party ball?
Yeah, that's what the Oli keg was.
Oh, okay.
Party ball. I think they're the first ones to have it. And then the other ones started copying when it caught. Yeah, you used to get a cheap little pump with it and everything.
Yeah. Little
It's like
plastic.
good
pump.
to go.
Yeah, that pump looks like the same thing they sell the kids now with the basketball to pump their fucking basketball up.
Yeah. Olympia wasn't that bad a beer though, if you got it cold.
Now, something I realized was more of an Ohio thing than anywhere else. Do you guys have Little Kings?
Is that the one?
Little tiny beers in the green bottle, about this tall. Just about the size of a can, but it's a bottle of beer. Little Kings.
I think so.
Let me see if I can look it up, see if they have it. I thought it was more of an Ohio thing, but it might have been.
Bourbon on the rocks, Walter. Good to go.
People being there for the kids.
Right on.
Mickey's Malt. Scholing Little Kings.
Hmm.
You still buy this shit. Damn.
You see that? I
Ain't
didn't
them
even try
cute?
that one yet.
Yeah, Little
That's it.
Kings. And then there was the Mickeys. I remember the Mickeys too.
Mickey's Big Mouth.
So they look like little barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's
I remember seeing them, but I never had them.
Bourbon neat. Just
Mine
kidding.
was mostly Michelob Light and oh my gosh,
Low and brown. Were
Mad
you all
Dog.
uptown?
Mad
Low
Dog
and
2020. Yeah. Or Beach Farm. Beach. Is it Beach Farm? No, Beach.
Boone's.
Hey,
Boom
you know what you call 12 women standing on their head with no underwear on?
What?
Acacia slits.
Farm.
I seen a meme the other day. It said back in the day, this is all you needed to have a good birthday party or whatever. It was those little chugs. Remember the fruit juice with the looked like a little barrel and they had like the
Yeah,
oil on top?
they tasted
Yeah.
like
It was
aftertaste of plastic.
Yeah,
Ugh.
it was that, a hot dog, and a piece of like it had like a birthday cake, like pre-made birthday cake, and then one of those little fucking cups of ice cream with the wooden spoon. And somebody posted on it, "Oh man, I could taste that spoon right now."
You used to chew on it. God knows what kind of wood that
Yeah,
was.
you don't know what the ice cream tastes like, but you remember the taste of that damn spoon.
It's the same taste as tongue depressors are. So as
Yeah.
Night night, Shalisa.
Night night.
You look nice and cozy and warm there.
Yeah, I'm ready for bed. It's 12:30.
Yeah. Well, don't feel obligated. If you're tired, you can leave.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna cut early.
No problem.
It's been a
We
long.
started late anyway, you know.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll catch you guys tomorrow night.
Alrighty, you have sweet dreams.
Watch, I'll have to do a chat tomorrow night too, because somebody won't do one.
Well, I'm better now. More in the mood.
I'm busy walking to a party store. No, I'm not gonna. It's here.
Well, you know what, man, Walter? After reading that comment, all I gotta say is you're a hell of a man. Bless your heart, bro.
Right?
I mean, I have a friend that does the foster thing for a lot of, and she started doing it when she lived in Columbus and got a lot of those, you know, I call them crack babies or whatever, but a lot of the babies that were born already addicted to shit. And she had a tough go. I mean, she had them from day one, you know, after they were left the hospital. She had these kids and she raised them like their own. And she ended up adopting one. And they raised this little boy from the time he was just a few days old until he was like 3 years old. And they filed for adoption for him because they've had him for 3 years, you know. And the state, for some reason, man, they were giving a hard time about it, you know.
Our adoption system sucks. It's way overdone.
They should
Well,
give
that's
them
why
a
you see
thing.
so many people go get kids from foreign countries. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's so much easier to adopt a kid from the Philippines or Guatemala or some shit like that.
And so much cheaper.
Yeah.
Here's the shame, though. I mean, they're always saying they need help. I mean, to help support them, but still, our children didn't ask for that. Their life that they have. Try to
Right?
give them a good life.
I did the Big Brother thing for a while, and I was assigned this one kid. Man, he was a hell of a kid. Had a single mom. Dad was got like gang involvement or something like that and was killed when he was little. So he didn't even know his dad. So, but he knew the story, and he dude, he loved to bowl. So we used to go bowling like every Saturday afternoon. I'd take him bowling, and he got to be about 14 years old. And you know, we did other things, you know, but when he hit 14, man, something switched on him. It was like a light switch or something that went off. And he got violent and shit and started, you know, running the streets and stuff. And it's just like, you know, he quit showing up. You know, I'd go to pick him up or whatever for, you know, because we were had certain times that I pick him up like every Saturday or every other Saturday at like 11 a.m. and we would spend most of the afternoon together. And I'd bring him back by like 6, 7 o'clock or whatever. And the, you know, the city, the boys club or whatever of the Columbus, they used to give you money to and stuff to do things, and a lot of companies and stuff would give them free tickets to movies and free tickets to bowling, and you know, just to help these kids out. So it wasn't like you know, you spent a whole lot of money with these kids. You know, if you wanted to, you could. You know, I bought him stuff for his birthday and Christmas and things like that. But he just, I'd go to pick him up and he wouldn't be there. You know, his mom's like, I don't know where he was. He didn't come home last night. You know, and I'm like, shit. You know, here lost
Wow.
another kid to this fucking bullshit society that we live in, you know?
So,
And I hate to think about it now because I don't even know if this kid's still around. You know what I mean? He might be. Already got himself in the same situation as Dad did.
Or he may have straightened up and went back to school and came out okay. We hope.
Yeah. Yeah,
It
I
would be
hope.
awesome if he can get a hold of you and come back to you, say, hey, thank you for being there in my life. That would be awesome.
I should try to look him up. See, the thing is, people his age now, a lot of them don't have Facebook and stuff like that. You know, it seems
Yeah.
like things like he might have had it 10 years ago, but he got rid of it because Facebook is almost like an older person's social media now.
Twitter's
But
quicker.
yeah,
YouTube better though. I mean, for
yeah, but the thing is, nobody uses their real names anymore. You know, 'cause he's
right.
probably on Snapchat as like, you know, Little Dog X or something, you know, some type of fucking street name or something or some nickname because everybody
Right.
uses that shit on
There's
there.
such thing as Snapchat now. I've been out of the loop in a long time.
Yeah, me too. I never got involved in any of that stuff.
That's all my kids use is Snapchat because it disappears after you see it, so there's no evidence.
Yeah, that's what they think. It can all be saved. There's ways around it.
Well, I mean, of course they can say, but I mean, if my son sends me something and I open it up and it's him flipping me off and he's like, but you know, after I look at it, it disappears and I can't see it again.
Right. Well, there are ways.
But I'm sure
ways to
Snapchat
say it.
could be. I'm sure Snapchat can bring it back up.
Yeah, when it's convenient.
Yeah.
You know, when some decent politician gets on his way or something, next thing you know, his old Snapchat shit gets popped up.
Yeah, where they try to cancel him.
Yeah. Instagram, right, Jay Watt? I forgot about Instagram.
Yeah, well, Facebook owns Instagram. Instagram is like Facebook without words, mostly pictures, you know?
Good deal, Walter.
Yeah, damn, yeah, good deal.
They got to go through the rough and tumble years, and it's usually between 12 and 14. A kid has to do it. That's part of your growing up. That's where those people that are trying to talk them into getting sex changes and shit grab hold of them and mess with their minds.
Well, and also it's that age where you know, a lot of these kids turn to the streets and stuff like that because they don't have a father in the house. You know what I mean?
Right.
I mean, I went through the same thing. I was, you know, I mean, I wasn't on drugs or anything like that, but I was kind of rebellious and wanting to do things and live my life and not be told what to do. But I had a dad, you know, I had a father that was in the house that fucking laid the fucking law down.
Right.
And I knew right from wrong, you know? A lot of these kids grow up not knowing right from wrong because they're never disciplined ever.
Yeah.
You know?
Babied.
You know, they grow up in a house without a father, and then the mother's never there because she's working her ass off. And so the only time they get disciplined is when the kid actually stays at grandma's house or whatever. But since it's grandma don't treat them like she would treat her own kids.
Well, I've seen kids grow up in full family situations and still end up a hoodlum because they were babied their whole life and still have no
Absolutely.
discipline.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. There's, you know, I have an aunt and uncle that are probably some of the nicest people you'd ever meet, and they raise their kids good, discipline, morals, and all three of their kids had give them hell over the years and been in and out of jail and drugs and prison and everything else.
Yep.
And you know, they probably feel like shit because they were bad parents. Then they weren't. They were
Yeah.
excellent parents.
Well, it's a crap. I was never the most scared I've ever been is having kids because it's a crapshoot. It is a crapshoot. All you can do is teach them right from wrong and hope they make up the right decision. You know, make the right decision at the right time.
Well, you have to be there for them too, because it's like my oldest son. You know, he was going to a party. You know, he graduated this past year. Going to a party, and I'm not going to pretend that you know, I know what goes on at these parties.
Right.
You know, and I get a phone call like 1 o'clock in the morning. Dad, can you come get me? There's a lot of people here, and there's too many people, and I think something's going to go bad. You know, either the police or something. And he said, I don't want to ride with anybody because these people, they're all drunk. You know, he won't
Yeah.
get in the car with somebody who's been drinking. So I went and picked him up. So
Yep. You got to be there in the moments.
yeah,
And
Good.
that makes a bond. That's how you bond.
I was
Well,
lucky for
that same rule applies. That same rule applies to all my friends too, man. If it's 2:00 in the morning and you're trash and you're at a bar, call me. I'll come get you. You know what I mean? I'd rather come get you than see you get a fucking DUI or kill somebody.
Right on, Walter. That happened when I was in high school. 2 high school kids murdered a kid they knew. Picked them up hitchhiking, drug them out in the woods because they wanted to witness death, and shot the shit out of them with a .22 handgun.
wow.
Mm. You know,
I
but
was, go ahead.
and we talk about this, but sometimes, man, there's just people that are just pure evil.
Yep.
They were born that way, and they trick people their entire life, and they manipulate people their entire life, and they're just evil. They can't be fixed. There's something wrong up here, and
Psychotic.
yeah, evil exists.
I was lucky for my mom and my sister. They helped me with my son. I worked afternoon shift all his life, or with growing up life. They were there to lead him the right way. To this day, he is doing so good. He can save money. He's got a great job. And I'm thankful for them helping him out because I've always worked at factories. And he didn't, I know, I didn't want him to be like that. My dad didn't want his kid to be like that. But I ended up, back then the factories were paying good. Chrysler paid good for a short time I was there. I was in a temp service. But the experience for me was great. I didn't have the knowledge to do computers and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it's just good to have role models and people to back you up.
She's the hot mom in the neighborhood. Damn straight. Yeah. Yeah, Walter.
Stacy's mom.
Well, guys, I'm gonna cut it short. It's
Cool.
1:15. I'm tired.
Dang. You kept Susie up past her bedtime. It's about
Yeah.
10 o'clock.
That's right. I keep
Partying hard, bro.
I keep the women up, baby. Because my wife is upstairs. My wife's upstairs about 3 hours deep in installing some logs. She's got to work tomorrow. She's off. She works Monday through Thursday with Fridays off, and then she has to work like 2 Saturdays, like half a Saturday, every month, and that makes up for all her other work or whatever.
Right.
So that's a pretty good schedule. You basically every month you got to work like 4 to 6 hours on a Saturday, but you get 3-day weekends the rest of the month. You know, you can't. That's a pretty good deal.
Yeah.
But she has to work tomorrow, so because they closed everything down today. Like the
Smart.
schools, the schools were closed down in this area anyway, for the public schools. But the private schools where she works, the private schools all shut down because they are a high Jewish population. It's a town called Lyndhurst, Ohio, and they have like private Jewish schools and stuff, and they shut them all down because of the worst jihad ever. God,
Mm-hmm.
damn jihadists can't even fucking get shit right and
Get killed.
Wow.
get killed by us. Yeah. Oh, or inciting violence on YouTube. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You're going to get banned.
I'll get taken down for that, but I can watch him behead somebody on fucking another channel, you know?
Yeah. Cute.
So Gary, you wanna take us out and tell us what we're gonna have? Is he even there?
Yep.
Have a bag of y'all. Have a good one.
Yeah. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us, spending a good night, and hopefully Stevie does a chat tomorrow. He says he's in the mood for it. We'll see. I'm gonna
I gotta
hold.
hear-
I'm gonna hold his feet to the fire this time.
Well, I'm in the mood to hear my cool music.
Yeah. All right. Everybody have a
Good
great
night,
night.
everybody.
Peace.
Sweet dreams.